Welcome back. In the last tutorial, we built our Sippy Juice launch party booking from scratch, complete with the detailed schedule and payable services. With that foundation in place, we can now do one of the most exciting things inside Back on Stage: automatically book all your musicians. We'll use the Sippy Juice launch party gig we just set up, and if it's not already open, you can find it by using the drop-down calendar in the top navigation bar here, clicking on the date and choosing the event. Or, of course, you can use the search bar up here. Once you're on the gig sheet, click on the Actions button and select Edit Roles and Rates, then go to your 6-piece band performance. Now, a quick and important note, this page only works because we added a service in the last video. If you're trying to do this on a booking that does not currently have a service added, you'll need to add one first. Alright, so this page is where all our earlier setup work finally pays off. You can see the system has already pulled the roles we need: bass, drums, guitar, etc., because we attached them when we first created the service. It also remembers the default rates that we set for each individual role. Before we send anything, let's talk about the offer methods right here at the top. First is Autobook. This is what we'll use. The system contacts your call list one by one, starting with the first person on your call list. If they decline or if their offer expires, the system automatically moves to the next person in line until the role is filled. Next is Manual Book. This is for when you've already confirmed with a musician either on the phone or in person. You just select their name and it adds them to the gig. No offer needed. It's also what you would use to add yourself to a gig. And finally, Shotgun. This is your emergency button. Let's say your gig is tomorrow and your bassist breaks their leg. Shotgun sends the offer to everyone who can play bass, and the first person to accept gets the gig. Okay, so let's set up the bass role for Autobook. I've already expanded the role and I can see the 4 members in my company who are assigned to this role. To set the call order, click the up and down arrow. This opens a pop-up where you can drag and drop your members into the exact order you want them to be called in. Just hit save when you're happy. You can also edit rates for this specific gig by just typing into the box or by clicking the bulk edit rates button. This allows you to edit rates for all the roles on this roster or for just this role specifically. Hit save. You can also remove anyone from the call list if you know they're unavailable. Next, take a quick look at the notification settings here at the bottom. This shows us how frequently these offer reminders will be sent and how long each member has to accept or decline their offer. You can edit the reminder settings for this roster by clicking on Edit Reminder Settings. Generally, we recommend setting your expiry time to no less than 48 hours. Why? Well, think about it. If you send an offer on a Friday night, your best musicians are probably out gigging. They might not see your email until later on Sunday or maybe even Monday, so you might even want to set that to longer than 48 hours. But any shorter and that offer would have already expired. So once you're happy with your reminder settings here, just hit Save Changes. Now, what if you need 2 of the same role? For example, maybe we need to add 2 lead singers to this gig. Let's go ahead and click on Add Roles. I'll select the lead vocals role, change the quantity to 2, and put in a rate amount. Then hit Add Role. You'll see they've been added to the list as Lead Vocalist 1 and Lead Vocalist 2. And if I expand them, you can see that they both have the same call list: Emma Brown and Evelyn Baker. So here's how Back on Stage smartly handles this. When we send the offers, the system will look at Lead Vocalist 1, send the first offer to Emma Brown, and then it will move on to Lead Vocalist 2. When it gets there, it sees that Emma Brown has already been offered this gig, so it skips Emma and moves right on to Evelyn. This is a crucial feature that prevents confusing your musicians with multiple offers for the same event. You can also see this handy multi-role info label that has appeared here, letting me know that these members are appearing under multiple roles on this roster. This can be helpful if, for example, you have a musician who plays multiple instruments, perhaps somebody who plays bass and who also plays keyboards. Seeing that label lets you know that they are in both those places. If you would rather have that person receive the bass offer for the gig, you may want to remove them from the call list for the keyboard position, or move them further down the list on the keyboard role so that you can be sure they would be offered the bass role first. Okay, I'm happy with this roster, but I don't want to have to rebuild it every time I book this 6-piece band, so I'll scroll down and click Create New Template, then take Snapshot. I'll name it my 6-piece A-Team and hit Save. Now, next time I book this service, I can just load this template and the entire roster is ready to go in one click. Okay, let's send these offers. I'll scroll down to the bottom of the page and hit the green Book Roles button. The system gives me one final confirmation screen where I can double check the rates and numbers. It also gives me a handy budget check at the bottom so I know my total payout. It all looks good. I'll hit book rolls again and that's it. Okay, the offers are now in queue and will be sent out within the next few minutes. Now let's jump forward and take a look at what the musician sees. I'm now logged in as Noah, my bass player, and Noah has received an email with the details of the gig offer. It's elegant, comprehensive, and it didn't take you any time to create. Noah just clicks on the Respond Now link and is taken directly to the gig sheet. He sees a big gig offer message right at the top that tells him his role, the service, and the exact pay. He can scroll down and see the entire gig sheet, including the full schedule with that mandatory rehearsal we added. Unfortunately, Noah's busy this weekend, so he's actually going to decline this offer. The system asks him for a reason, and he provides one. And then he presses Save and Decline. That process will continue for the rest of your musicians until your roster is filled. All right, let's jump back over to your admin view. Now, let's picture this. You went to bed and had a deep, restful sleep, not worrying about chasing your musicians. You wake up, log into Back on Stage, and open your gig sheet. You scroll down to the Roles tab, and you see all but one of your members are booked. The system did all the work for you. How awesome is that? Now, let's go back to Actions, Edit Roles and Rates, and see the details. If I expand the base role, I can see that Noah declined, and if I hover over the declined label, there's his reason. No worries though, the system automatically moved on to the next person, Henry, who is now booked for the event. Now, let's go take a look at the lead vocalist too. First of all, I can see that Emma Brown automatically declined this role. Why? Well, because she already received an offer for the lead vocalist 1 role, and she was booked for that. So naturally, I see that Evelyn Baker is still pending, and if I hover over the pending label, I can see exactly how much time she has left. If you want, you can also use this handy book button to accept the gig offer on behalf of the member. Now, I want to show you 2 more really powerful features here. First, let's pretend I'm creating another event that's on the exact same date as this current event we're looking at. I'm going to open this in a new tab, enter my 4 essential details, and hit save. Now, the system automatically shows me there's a possible date conflict here, but we're going to take a look at those same warnings on the book roles page. I'll quickly add our 6-piece band service here and save. All right, now let's open up the book roles page for this event. Now that we're here, I'm going to apply this 6-piece A-team template that I just created in our last event. And there it is, just like that, my whole roster's set up exactly how I like it. Let's quickly expand all these roles. Now the first thing you see here is this conflict label right beside Henry's name. What this is telling me is that this specific member is already booked for some event on this date. Now, this may be an event with my company, it may be an event with another company. I can't tell exactly from this label, but I do know that Henry has some kind of booking, so there's a good chance he won't be available on this date. And if I continue scrolling down, you'll see these conflict labels appearing beside everybody now. Why? Because these are the people that have just accepted our gig offer for the other event that we just set up on this exact date. So these conflict labels are super helpful, especially in last-minute situations. Maybe you've got a client on the phone asking you if you can do a gig next Friday. It's pretty easy to just drop your entire team onto a roster like this and get a sense in just a few seconds as to the availability information you're dealing with. All right, so I'm going to close out of that gig and return to our previous book roles page. The last thing I want to show you here is the activity log. If you ever need to know exactly what happened during the gig offer process, just look here. You get a perfect time-stamped audit trail of every offer sent, every decline, and every acceptance. You can go as far back in history as you want, and you can click on any offer to see the exact email that the musician received. Okay, now that your band is booked, it's great to be able to message everyone as gig details materialize. So to easily do that, just head back to the gig sheet, then scroll down to the band tab and click on chat. This is a perfect place to send a welcome to the gig message. Everyone who's booked for this gig will receive an email notification, and all your team communication stays organized and in one place. And with that, congratulations! You've successfully sent out your first gig offers, and you can finally get some restful sleep knowing that the system is handling the admin for you. Now that your gig is booked, the next step is to get paid. And in the next tutorial, we're going to look at setting up your PayPal account so you're ready to collect money on your invoices. After that, we'll create a professional contract and invoice to send to your client. I'll see you there.